very much for having me. I could talk ad nauseum about a lot of this. As I mentioned, I'm in the Producers Guild of America, which is not a union, but it is a guild. It's a professional membership organization. The committee that I am one of the co-chairs of is the Green Committee. One of the things we have is what we're calling an inter-guild committee. So we, especially on the East Coast, have a quarterly meeting with the various unions and guilds in this area. So DGA, IATSE, locals, WGA, hopefully we'll get SAG on board as well. We also have Broadway Green. They have a captain at every show on Broadway. So they try to make sure that they implement a sustainability plan at every show on Broadway. So we meet and discuss what we're doing, what we can do as our individual organizations, and also the mayor's office for film and television often comes, so they share what things are going on in the government. And one of the big things we need is when a show is shutting down, how can we facilitate some of those materials maybe going to other shows, and when a show is shutting down, you have only a few weeks to get that done. So do we need storage? Do we need a kind of portal to connect shows that are crewing up or starting up, and shows that are ending? Another thing is we would like more electric vehicles. So, well, then maybe the studios and stages can have more powering stations. So sometimes it's like, what can we do together? And also information sharing, what we can do individually. We have seminars, webinars. We also have created a policy within the PGA. So like whenever the PGA is putting on an event, we've encouraged them to not use single-use plastic water bottles. If they want to use single-use, to get aluminum, and we recommended what kind of brands they can have. We have guidelines on preferring vegan and vegetarian meals, and donations, all those things. The climate storytelling effort's another new one that we've joined with the Writers Guild East and West to try to encourage people who both produce and write content to either include sustainability in their production itself, and especially teaching showrunners how to really push for sustainability on their shows, and then also how to encourage writers to find a great character arc or a climate mention in their stories. So PGA Green also, as part of the Producers Guild Foundation, partnered with, I believe it's 11 studios and streamers, which are known as the Sustainable Production Alliance, and they created this tool called the Green Production Guide. The greenproductionguide.com is a free website. It's available 24/7. It has case studies. It has templates. If you want to write a memo, the template is there. It's got infographics. It also has this toolkit that has a planning checklist. It has a carbon calculator. It has a lumber tracker. So if there's videos, so you could spend a lot of time in that resource. But if you download the toolkit, even just using the checklist, which is called the Peach, it's an Excel spreadsheet. You just go down each of those. It goes by department, suggesting some things that you can do on your production.
Love it.
If you just fill that out and turn that into the EMA, the Environmental Media Association, they have an award show every year where they give out awards.
Okay.
Also, if you're in New York City, NYC Film Green also accepts the Peach, and they can give you, if you get accepted and fulfill the requirements, you can get a green seal for your credits in your show. So those are some things just within PGA Green. The UN effort is right now, it's known as ENZA, the Entertainment Net Zero Accord, and the goal is to have a global initiative for the film and television sector to know what resources are available no matter where you are. So if I want to film in Mexico City, I can just go into this resource, find local sustainability providers, find how I can tie into local power, what are some vendors, so being able to be connected to other creators, other entities, whether it's government, business, local organizations, that sustainability can be something we kind of put out in the forefront. Also, a series of accords essentially saying these are the things I'm going to pledge to do as an individual, as an organization, as a film studio. Talking really fast, so because I get excited. Earth
I'm
Angel.
so glad. Yes.
Earth Angel is a sustainability practitioner. I love it. Was started by a woman. They offer assessment, so they can come into your business or your show help you figure out what areas you can implement over the course of your show to be more sustainable. Come up with a plan. Uh, they train PAs that you then hire on your staff. So you pay them as PAs, but they go through and they make sure your sustainability plan is executed. And then Earth Angel will give you a report of how much you were able to divert from landfill and how much you for energy reduction and all those kinds of things. We were able to use them on our Richard III taping with Shakespeare in the Park. And so it was both WNET Channel 13 and the Public Theater, which puts on Shakespeare in the Park, yes, what to do on any budget level.
Yes.
I think high level planning is the biggest thing. Before you spend a dollar, even before you write a line. Leigh Madeiros, who I was introduced to, I think, through the Hollywood Climate Summit, and she helped spearhead this year's Pitch Fest for climate storytelling. So she has put together thoughts around creating a carbon calculator for your screenplay. So
yes,
like you can even before you write a word, you can know what the impact could be of your screenplay. Before you buy anything, think about where it's coming from. Ask questions about where it's coming from. Then figure out how you're going to use it effectively. Can you reuse it? Can it be repurposed over the course of your show? And then when you're done with it, maybe don't call it trash. Maybe it can be reused, recycled, donated, or in other ways kept out of landfill. That is a huge kind of way of thinking about it. So overall, no matter what your budget level is, thinking ahead of time and using that old adage, reduce, reuse, recycle. Low budget, I think you should pat yourself on the back because low budget films are a lot of times doing those things already. We're not flying in a lot of people. We're not ordering huge catering platforms of food. We're not overbuying and providing 15 different options for a watch. Like we're focused. And so maybe just try to, instead of buying things new or having things shipped in from like some kind of retailer, buy from local services, buy from local vendors. So on the lower budget, one, pat yourself on the back that you're already doing a lot of those things. We talked about reducing paper. One of the biggest things is to empower people within your show to be the eco steward, whatever it is. It's great if there's somebody from every department, at least one person on the show. You can, if you can get your ADs on board, maybe as part of, you do your safety announcement, maybe you do your COVID announcement, maybe you do your eco announcement, or maybe it goes on your call sheet. If you have a medium budget, you can probably look more at product placement. You can look more at implementing maybe some of the vendors that at the lower budget you can't really afford that initial spend, but over time you'll see, like if you used a battery generator as opposed to a gas generator, they may cost a little more for the rental, but then you're not paying for the gas the way that you would in for a diesel generator. So on the medium budget level, definitely have eco stewards if you can, and put into place some of those measures that may have a little more capital investment, but over time will save you money. And then the highest budget, get people like Earth Angel, because at that budget level, it doesn't feel like it's unlimited money, but they're also tied for time, and there's so many people, it's almost hard to coordinate. So having an entity like Earth Angel, there's another company on the West Coast called Green Spark Group that does a similar thing. Those people can come in, they will train your staff, they will have these meetings, they will support you throughout. You can have an eco steward. My co-chair in PGA Green, her show had their eco steward, had competitions between departments, who can come up with the most the most environmental solution, or they all planted a tree and they all had to take care of their tree, and they can see at the end of the show what how our trees were going. So you can make it fun, you can make it exciting. So at every budget level you can do this, but do what you can. As just what you said, do what you can.
Stephanie, you're amazing.
You're amazing.
Your energy is exactly what we need. I hope you get a lot of rest and a lot of joy, because because this is the kind of energy that propels things forward, and your commitment and your ability to both do your job and do it well and see this as a necessary part of your job is everything. And I just want to express gratitude, and I can't wait to share this coming from you, because that matters too. And not that you anybody asked you if it's okay for you to be the spokesperson for
It's
folks
all
of
good.
color in particular, to know that there are champions of this. It is affecting us exactly the same way it's affecting everybody, in fact more so,
More,
in
more so.
right then, which is why there's a need for environmental justice work. And so you're carrying a lot, and we are so grateful.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. I express so much gratitude for you inviting me and also just bringing out the point that sometimes when we see people who look like us, we're like, oh, maybe I now have permission to pursue that thing too. So I hope that anyone out there who was like, sustainability, I'm not really sure what that is, or that's not really for me. My story is not coming from someone a lot of money and coming from someone with a lot of connections. I'm just somebody who really loves this production world. And I also, I think, want to be a good steward, a good person to everyone around me. So this is, you too can do this. So.